Prevailing H.
And I'm Lauren Skrabal, and this is the Wildcat Report. First, for sophomores, if you're interested in joining an academy next year, please turn in your applications to Miss Brewer by January 11th.
And for you sophomores that do get accepted next year, your environment will definitely change because you might be going to a different school or maybe just different classes within Millard West. But for other students, that environment change is a lot bigger. Germany, Sweden, or Spain to Millard West is a really big change.
Hi, I'm Lauren Skrabal with Wildcat Report. Millard West is currently a school of 2,300 students. However, 3 Wildcats are here for more than just an average education. Traveling from Germany, Spain, and Finland, these students are here to live the life of an American student here at Millard West.
Sometimes there can be a language barrier, although most students do have to speak English to be able to pass the qualifications for their own particular program. But when they first arrive, there's a bit of acclimating to do, so some students come in and they're not as familiar with the language or some of the nuances and colloquialisms and such, so they just have to make that adjustment to Midwestern dialect and this Midwestern way of speaking.
I decided to do an exchange student program when I heard the experiences of my friends who got here too.
I decided to do an exchange program because it had been one of my dreams like a couple of years, and it started because my mom was also exchange student in Nebraska, but she was in Ralston High School.
Last summer I went to Florida for a small exchange student, like 1 month for summer, for have fun. And my mom asked me later, after this month, if I won't be if I won't be out 1 year. And I say, yeah, of course, no problem.
Even though these students are far from home, they rarely get homesick.
I haven't get homesick. I don't know why. Maybe because it's like Facebook, they can be easily connect. But I feel kind of bad that I don't visit it, but it has been easy to be here.
No, I never get homesick.
No, not for my family, because I don't miss my family right now, because I feel like I'm free right now.
All 3 foreign exchange students attended the back-to-school dance and homecoming to get a feel for what it's like to attend an American high school.
I was here at homecoming. I went to many football games, basketball games.
I was in the dance, I was in homecoming and back-to-school dance. Because in home we only have 1 dance during the 3 years high school.
One of the biggest changes of doing a foreign exchange program is fitting into a whole new family.
Here I don't have dad right now, because I don't know, my host mom is separate, and I don't know, I like my host family, but I miss a little bit my family.
My family here in the US has more members than in Germany. My family here is older. Well, in Germany I was the oldest kid, and here I'm the youngest, well, kind of the youngest. Yeah, and here I have a brother my age, so it's pretty cool.
I really like hosting him because it is nice to have someone in the house with my parents.
With having Christoph as a brother, Cody has learned a lot.
I have learned to respect cultures and that everyone is unique.
My host family, I have of course both host parents, and then I have 2 host sisters. They're both in UNO, so now I'm living family. I don't have like my own age kids. It was kind of hard because I'm used to have brother and sister, and we have like pets, but they didn't have. But they're really easygoing.
For Sue Moore, Mona's host mom, this experience is not a new one.
Mom, Pivy, was actually our foreign exchange student when I lived at home. And so Mona actually was back about 3 years ago, and at that time her whole family came back to visit us, and so at that time we told her mom and dad that if one of their children wanted to come as a foreign exchange student, that we would love to have them. So
at times, Mona's Finnish culture still shines through.
She speaks in multiple languages, so she'll start in English and she may switch over to Finnish, and she also speaks Swedish and Spanish. Yeah.
Mike and Sue, Mona's host parents, offer some advice to other people who consider hosting a foreign exchange student.
It's not only been a great experience just for our immediate family, but for our extended family. And so if you truly want to add something into your culture as far as a family culture, hosting a student is a great way to do that.
Jose and Christoph are here for one whole school year, while Mona is going home during winter break. Between living in a new country, going to a new school, and living with a new family, these Wildcats are sure to experience something they will never forget. This has been Lauren Skrabal with the Wildcat Report.
Das ist der Wildkatzen Report.
Esto es el reportaje de los gatos salvajes.
Winter sports is in full swing right now, and one of the athletes who's competing in wrestling at the moment happens to compete in all 3 sports seasons throughout the year. With 3 sport wonders dwindling, Harrison Phillips makes a huge impact on Millard West athletics.
Hey, what's up, Wildcats? I'm Colonel Russell of the Wildcat Report. Being a multi-sport athlete at Millard West is rare. Being one of the best at them is even rarer. Harrison Phillips is a decorated athlete here, participates in football, wrestling, and track.
Currently for Millard West, I'm wrestling. In the spring, I'll do track and field. I got shot put and discus. And then in fall, I play football. I do like wrestling a lot. I've done it for, I think I started going in when I was turning 5, so it's been my 12th season or 13th season wrestling. I've had some success doing it. I mean, you can't really hate something that you're pretty good at.
Harrison's been around this sport for quite a few years, and so he helps people learn the moves, learn how to drill them, how to execute those properly.
Harrison uses his wrestling experience to help other wrestlers get better.
It's good and bad. The good part is I get experience because he's really experienced, and bad part because he doesn't take it easy on me, and he puts me in some stuff I've never been in before.
It's actually terrible just because he's a beast, but I mean it's great because he's a leader. You know, he teaches me as he goes on, and quite painful, but that's wrestling though.
Harrison's work ethic puts him above the rest of the athletes.
There's a lot to like about him. I mean, he wants to do well. He wants to work hard. He's got tremendous goals. And it's always fun to work with young people when they have goals and they want to work at them. You know, he's a talented athlete too. I mean, he's going to be he's all-state in football. He's a state champion wrestler. He qualified for the state track meet, so he's an all-around athlete. And those are always fun kids to work with.
I'd say it's pretty strong. I was blessed with size and strength, so to some people it looks like I don't have to work hard at all, but like in the wrestling room, I'm always training, so I'm staying conditioned for football and in track. Wrestling's probably the hardest one to keep my work ethic up because there's not too many people. We don't really have anybody my size at our school that can wrestle with me.
Probably his commitment in the off season to the weight room, to getting better, those kind of things. He's a pretty good athlete too.
Well, I think Harrison works really hard at what he does. He puts in a lot of time, and he's also grown. I mean, he's got some good size, which makes him a good football player, and he's an awesome wrestler. He won state championship, of course, last year, and is on track to do it again this year as long as he stays healthy.
Harrison has had to work with other wrestling coaches and train differently than the other wrestlers.
We have assistant coaches that are here, including myself, that go to practice with him every once in a while when we can.
Freshman year, I was like everyone knew I was like the hardest worker in here because we had a wrestler named Brandon Yost. He was a senior at the time. He weighed like 100 pounds more than I did, but we just have World War IIIs in here. We'd go at it. But he graduated, and there really wasn't anybody in here for me. So I tried wrestling with Coach Townsley and another kid on the team's dad, Coach Longacre. But they're both men, and they're old. So I think I broke Townsley's nose one day, and I busted up Coach Longacre's knee.
Harrison won the 220-pound weight class.
Last year, going in, I'd seen all the competition before. I'd beaten every kid that was there. So it was kind of different. You had to stay humble because anything could happen. It was really between me and one other kid named James Jones Jr. So I pretty much rolled into the finals pretty easy, and then it was like a 50-50 chance. We were 2-2 at the time when we wrestled in the finals. And we went into overtime. He tried to throw me, and I kind of just put my hips back, and he fell to his back. And that was one of the greatest feelings I've ever had, standing up, knowing that, I just felt like there was a weight off my shoulders.
abilities on the football field, he has gotten noticed by multiple colleges.
Personally, my favorite sport is football. I like that it's more of a team sport than wrestling or track for me. Plus, I don't know, I just love how there's more than just one thing that can happen. You know, within wrestling, it's just take them down, you're trying to pin them. In football, I have to read blocks, I have to find the ball, you know, disengage blocks, find the quarterback, all this. I like that way more than just going on a mat and trying to kill a kid.
As an athlete, you know, he's a college athlete. Now, where that leads him, you know, if that's at a Division I school or 1AA, you know, that's not for us to decide. You know, we just want to, you know, for him, we want to make sure that he gets the most out of his high school experience, and if he's lucky enough to get a Division I scholarship or something like that, that'd be awesome. But, you know, there's a lot of smaller schools, Division I AA and Division II schools that would love to have him too. So, but he's working to be a Division I athlete, and I think he's got a pretty good chance at it.
I currently have one full ride offer from South Dakota State. They're a Division I AA team for football. All the colleges that are looking at me for football would be, I've been on unofficial visits to Wisconsin, Nebraska, Iowa, Iowa State, Northwestern, Northern Illinois, and Arizona State.
Due to Harrison's experience and dedication, he has put himself above the other athletes.
In addition to athletics, there are many students here at school who are musically gifted. Most of you know about the Wildcat Band, but what many of you don't know is there are smaller independent bands that are formed by your own classmates.
And now we're going to go to Zarmina as she uncovers the passion that they have for music.
Hi, I'm Zarmina Niazi, and this is the Wildcat Report. As long as Millard West has been open, students who excel in the area of music have walked through these doors. Some students have taken their talents outside the area of band, orchestra, and choir, and onto other levels. Let's go check it out. Beginning from a young age, Millard West senior Mark Germer has had a talent for music.
I watched the Beatles movie Hard Day's Night when I was like 5 or 6, and then I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because all they do is mess around and play music, and that's basically what I do now. I grew up listening to like the Beatles and a lot of classic rock bands that my dad liked. Like this one, Abbey Road, that's a necessity. You don't have that, I don't know what's wrong with you. I have all the Beatles albums on vinyl. And then my mom made me take piano lessons, and I started to learn all the music my dad liked, and it just kind of, it was a good match. And then this happened.
Besides his expansive collection of vinyl records, including Led Zeppelin and Billy Joel, Mark also has an equally large collection of CDs.
I've got like, this was the first CD I ever bought that I hadn't heard of the band before my dad told me about them. I got this when it came out a long time ago, 2008, not really that long. It was really good. It was my first time I listened to the Black Keys. Now they're one of my favorites. And then there's some not so good things in here. Like, back in the day, I used to really like Fall Out Boy, and I'm kind of embarrassed about that.
Mark is not the only one with a penchant for music at Millard West. Freshman Danny Berger-Duros is a part of Slow Stoics with his brother Tommy and friend Colton Narduzzo.
We play blues, we play rock, just like Grateful Dead and Sublime. Probably our first show at the Waiting Room, because that was probably the biggest show we've played still. It was just so fun. Like, your nerves they're really cooking. And if you don't mess up, then it's a lot better, which I don't think I did.
For Danny, who plays the drums, Slow stoics is his priority.
The band basically comes first for me. But if I feel that we've practiced enough in a week, then I just go out to hang out with friends, and I save my homework for the very last thing to do.
In the 4th grade, they brought out all the orchestra instruments to play to see if any of the kids were interested in, and I saw the cello and I was like, hey, that guy's sitting down. If I play that one, I always get to sit down, so I picked that one, and I've stuck with it since.
Since middle school, Monty has been in a band called the Sun Kings.
Tim Kerhove plays guitar and he does vocals, and then a guy named Jake Sawyer that goes to prep plays the drums. Well, one of the coolest shows we've ever played would have to be for our friend's birthday, because his grandpa actually owns a lake house on a beach, so we went out there and performed for like an hour, and everybody liked the show, so that was pretty neat. When someone points a camera at me, I make an embarrassing face. I work very hard for it. I have to practice in the mirror every morning.
What's up, we're Dyson Hollow, and this is Oh the Nerve.
Senior Mary Brummel was, until recently, in a band, but Dyson Hollow is now on a hiatus.
Walking down to the sea.
I was in AP classes, so I was doing like AP homework and then practicing and shows and like figuring out like recording sessions and like managers talking to us, and it was just really hectic and it was pretty difficult. It's so embarrassing when we used to play at Soap, like they asked us to play there all the time, and for some reason their mic wire always comes unplugged, and sometimes you don't notice because like the monitors are facing away from you. So I'll just be singing and doing my thing, and I just be like, oh, no one can hear me. Awesome.
So let's dance away the sun.
Don't remind me how I was born, and I've been torn, 'cause somehow everyone is out to get me just a little more. It's my fault.
We were all pretty young and like needed to focus on school and everything, but we said maybe like when we grow up, like with music and like music-wise and educationally, like maybe we can come back together and see what happens. And I decided to sign up for The Voice. Just to see what happens. Like, I highly doubt anything would ever happen, but I don't know, it seems like fun.
Mark, who plays 8 instruments, sets himself apart by being a one-man band.
I book myself under the Mark Germer Band, even though there's only one person in it, which is me. This is a Beatles song, actually. It's the only song I know. Most of my life is devoted to playing music or practicing or something. Like a majority of my time. If I'm not in school or sleeping, probably doing something music related.
I'm Zarmina Niazi, and this was the Wildcat Report. Back to you in the studio.
Friday, December 21st is the last day for all of us to buy our yearbooks. They're $65 now, and this will be our last chance to buy them, considering it is the last day before winter break. And with school kind of getting off of our radars and the holidays approaching, a lot of us and our families are probably finding ourselves planning parties, holiday events, and most likely doing some gift shopping.
Yes, here's a report on the crazy environment that holiday shopping brings.
I have a friend. We go and we stand in line. She wanted a TV at Target. So we stood in line, got the dumb little ticket, went inside.
Sales 14, here we go, and then unlock the door.
They unwrap the saran wrap around the thing, and people push her, and the cart, somebody has a cart, she's up against the pallet like this and literally getting squished to death. Some guy goes, hey, get off her, punches a guy, there's blood, no, it was horrible.
Horrible, chaotic, frantic. Customers feel the rush, but so do employees.
Everyone's scheduled on Black Friday and the day after. Nobody gets out of that one.
We make sure all of them know where all of our exits are. Strategies as far as putting out merchandise so it's easy for customers to get through the aisles. Making sure that all the employees know where the hot ticket items are.
Although big department stores have more ground to cover, small businesses share their trials.
We do Black Friday sales. It's hard to compete with the giant stores, but for a boutique we do something out of the ordinary that we wouldn't usually do. I don't know if they hurt our business, but I know that people are elsewhere. You know, they're going to go to those big giant sales, and then they just come here later on.
The online retail industry is following stores' footsteps. They have dubbed the term Cyber Monday to describe one of the best sale opportunities during the holiday season. 2012 saw sales go up 28.4% on November 26th. The iPhone 5 and iPhone 4S were the biggest sellers. In order to receive your gift before Christmas, the last day to order was December 17th. As online gets more busy, stores take a break.
We'll have a before Christmas sale, and then a lot of customers don't realize the week before Christmas we really don't have very many sales going on. So it's kind of that desperate shopping time.
We expect it to accelerate towards Christmas, and then New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, it'll be crazy.
Retailers sell Christmas inventory on December 26th at rock bottom prices to make room for spring merchandise.
People are in for the deals. The returns are important, but they're here in the Christmas shop. This entire area will be wiped out by 8 a.m.
After Christmas, I really just want to go get Christmas decorations that are like 80% or 90% off. The Christmas ornaments and the wrapping and whatever random decorations I think I can't live without.
We do have people coming in and want like a Christmas tree exactly as it is here, and people are picking off ornaments, but they want all the ornaments on there, so they don't have to even think. They want them done the way they are.
Despite all the shopping, the true meaning of Christmas does not fade in the weeks leading up to the holidays.
We have an event going on right now called Goodwill Sell. And what I love about that is a great time to do your holiday shopping because you bring in an item for Goodwill, and a gently used clothing item, and it's given back to the Goodwill industry. And we're going to give you a 25% coupon to use throughout the entire store.
Shoppers all have different reasons for sale shopping, but all agree it is an experience.
More for the rush, I was thinking about how I don't really come out with a ton of things, but I go just for the what is there possibly that I think I need, and then I don't really leave with too much, so I don't know, but I do go.
Over the past few years, online Christmas shopping has become a lot more popular.
But with the Christmas deadline quickly approaching, stores are going to get busy really fast. So if you haven't finished your shopping, make sure you get out there.
And if you can wait till the day after Christmas, that might be your best bet. Now back to you guys.
That's all we have for you guys today. I'm Bailey Netsch.
And I'm Lauren Skrabal.
And this was the Wildcat Report.